Good morning students and welcome to the economics class. As you know that we are going to revise our chapter 7 aggregate demand, aggregate supply and related concept today because where periodics are going to come and that's why we are starting our revision today. Clear? So let's start with this chapter 7 aggregate demand, aggregate supply and related concept. Aggregate demand refers to the sum total of demand of all the goods and services in the economy during the period of an accounting year. Means whatever the goods and services produced in the economy, their total demand in the period of an accounting year is termed as aggregate demand. Aggregate refers to the sum total, means total of demand of all the goods and services. Whatever the goods and services produced in the economy, their total amount demand is known as aggregate demand. It is measured generally in terms of planned expenditure on goods and services in the economy during accounting year. Means whenever we need to measure aggregate demand, we are measuring the planned expenditure on the goods and services in the economy during the accounting year, and its main components are C plus I plus G plus X minus M, wherein C represents consumption expenditure, I represents investment expenditure, G represents government expenditure, and X minus M represents net export, where X is export and M is import. So there are four major components of aggregate demand: consumption expenditure by households, investment expenditure by producers, expenditure by the government, and net export means expenditure on goods and services which are being exported to the rest of the world minus which are being imported to the rest from the rest of the world. So these are the main components of aggregate demand. Next topic is aggregate supply. Aggregate supply refers to the production of goods and services in the economy as planned by the producers during an accounting year. Means whatever the production of all the goods and services which the producers of the economy are planning to make, all that planned production is known as aggregate supply, and that is pertaining to an accounting year, means one accounting year. Clear? So production of all those goods and services which the producers of an economy are planning to produce in a period of an accounting year is termed as aggregate supply. This is identical with GDP in the economy. Means whenever we need to find out the gross domestic product, it is identical with the aggregate supply in the economy, because whatever is being produced, that is the value of all the goods and services produced, and that is equal to the aggregate supply of the producers. Clear? And in that economy the prices are constant, means the price will not affect the aggregate supply. Generally prices determines the supply, but here in the short run the aggregate supply is free from the effect of prices. So here prices are constant and supply responds proportionately to increase in demand owing to excess capacity. Means second feature is excess capacity. Due to excess capacity in the economy, whatever the increase in demand will be there, the supply will proportionately increase and cope up that gap with the demand. Clear? So, and due to this identical concepts of AS and GDP, the AS line or aggregate supply curve is presented by a 45-degree line on the graph. So this is the concept of aggregate supply. The next we are having consumption function. Consumption function denotes functional relationship between consumption and income. Means whatever the increase in income will be there, in response to increase in consumption will be there, and their functional relationship will be termed as consumption function. It is also denoted by C line. Consumption line or consumption function is denoted as C line. The slope of C line refers to the rate at which C increases or changes with the increase in income or change in income. Means the rate at which C changes with the change in income is known as slope of C line, and also known as the MPC, means marginal propensity to consume. It is indicated by MPC or marginal propensity to consume. Change in C divided by change in Y, means where we want to measure MPC, marginal propensity to consume, then it is a ratio between change in consumption divided by change in income. Saving function. Saving function, as the consumption function was the functional relationship between consumption and income, here saving function is the functional relationship between saving and income. Means whatever the change in income corresponds to this, or in response to this, whatever the change in saving, their relationship is termed as functional relationship of saving and income, which is termed as saving function. It is also termed as saving line or S line, and the slope of S line is the ratio between change in savings and change in income. Means whatever is the ratio of change in savings and change in income, that is the slope of S line, which is also known as MPS, marginal propensity to save. Marginal propensity to save indicate additional saving in response to additional income. So here it can be calculated as change in saving divided by change in income. Next concept is of average propensity. Average propensity to consume and average propensity to save. Average propensity to consume is generally calculated by dividing the exact consumption with the exact income. Here we do not take additional consumption or income. Here we take the exact consumption at the exact level of income. Means the consumption per unit of income is known as average propensity to consume. And similarly, APS refers to average propensity to save, means saving per unit of income. Here exact savings are taken in relation with exact income. No additional saving and additional income are taken here. Clear? And the last topic is relationship between propensity to save and consume. What is the relation between propensity to save and propensity to consume? The two concepts we have studied, average propensity and marginal propensity. So average propensity to consume plus average propensity to save is equal to 1. And similarly, MPC means marginal propensity to consume plus marginal propensity to save is equal to 1. This happens because consumptions and saving in totality makes income. Clear? Means income have two parts, consumption and saving. When consumption plus saving becomes income, then APC plus APS is equal to 1 and MPC plus MPS is equal to 1.